Hello, Chef. How you doing? How's the weather in Missouri? Ouch, not nice. Making content and then losing power, having it all fucking wiped, then having to do it all over again from scratch. Fake technology. Ouch. Wow, look at that. Jim King. Happy 3-year anniversary. Hello, Loves. What's good? What's happening? Hey, Chef. I took my socks off today, so I think I'll be barefoot for like from now on. Waking up today, like not bothering put the socks on. It's like, yeah, it's warming up. Yes, yes, Pip Smoker. He's saying we got somebody in the back chat. They've not been on this panel for more than 2 years. Let's give them a nice big warm welcome.
Yes, Steve, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing? Are you all right? Hello, you all right?
Sound.
Good,
Not
good. Have you been keeping all right?
not bad, not bad. How are you doing?
Good.
Hey,
Just
not
keeping up
bad,
with the
yeah.
gym work.
Yeah.
I've just been keeping up
You
with the
still
gym,
going
that's
with the
all.
gym life?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Yeah, I've
So
still
you
been
got a
going
bit
to
more
the gym.
strength about you now, I bet.
What you saying?
I say you be proper strong fella now. Then you've been doing that for 3 years. That I knows of.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 4 years now. 4 years
All
now.
right. Fair play.
I just thought I would jump on and see how you were because I haven't talked to you for a while. Are you still
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Spain?
Yeah, I kind of walked away from a lot of stuff. Yeah, I still here, man. Still here, enjoying the
Yeah, good,
sunsets.
good. I do watch it. I do watch
A
your
bit more
content.
outdoors.
I do watch your content now and again. I just don't jump on panels hardly.
Okay, fair play.
I'll just keep myself to
How's your
myself
wife?
now. And just, my wife's okay. She'll say, "Are you, babe?
Happy days.
Steve, say, are you,
Yeah.
Hi. Who's that?
babe?"
Yeah.
Hello. Hiya. Sorry, I've been left out.
Hello, Pink.
My sister's here as well. She's saying, "Are you?"
Hello, Scottish and proud. Sure, and
Scottish and
we've only
proud.
got the
Yeah,
Grizzlies.
oh, that dog's so cute.
He's the only one standing now. You remember when I first come to YouTube, I had his dad, I had his mum, his brother, and my Captain Jack. Yeah, I had a whole pack of them, didn't I? Purple Blackie, good to see you. We just been out walking. We have literally sat down, seen that there's no one live. I thought I'd fire one up. 3 years ago, I started entertaining the Jim King. He was caught up in the middle of the spanner slags and the sour milk shakers and the shit talkers attached to the bare knuckle boxers. Per Blackie, you seen that video that I've just uploaded this evening, yeah? Yeah, walking down track we normally walks is like yeah, we sit down there with one of the local dogs. She's always come out greeting us. You know, she's always there wanting to play with Grizzles and Captain. But you know, like it's like normally just walking past. But today I sat there. I sat with her for a good 20 minutes, but yeah, just taking in the sights. Walked around. I like walking around that road. Yeah, I'll film it properly, like one day. But I'm sussing out if there's signal around there, and a lot of that area there is no signal, and so that's quite difficult. But yeah, I can still make little videos. But there's a nice horse around there. Yeah, there's a nice horse. There's nice gardens. It's like the orange blossom. You know, it's like whoa, walking past those big, massive bushes of jasmine, where the orange blossoms are in season now. It's like whoa, you get that fragrance of orange blossom. Bro. It is like banging. And like I says, you know, like with the deodorants and all that sort of stuff, I'd be ignoring those natural smells. I wouldn't have a clue what because you know, a lot of perfumes use orange blossom. As we can see, it's getting darker by the minute. Unknown trader. Yeah. He's trying to demand his dinner. He's like, it's dinner time. Come on, we've done for our walks. It's evening time. I want my dinner. Oh, see? See how he sits there, like stalking me. Everywhere I goes, he's gonna shadow. He's been already been over by his dinner bowl or bucket. Okay then. It's Grizzly's dinner time. Let's turn some light on in here. What was that? There we see. Get some light in the subject. Every day. Bon appetit. Hey, Kim. All right, my dear. Think I missed your birthday, did I? Did you celebrate your birthday recently, my dear? Big up the Aries. Whose birthday is it this month? For the month of Aries. And who's going to be celebrating like they do in Thailand? Happy New Year for April. I think a new acquaintance, YouTube friend was mentioning this morning. They celebrate the New Year in Thailand this year. I think the 13th and the 16th. Yeah. On the 18th of March. Wow, my dear. Yeah. Mine's 18th of April. How close are we? Yeah, mate, yeah. Happy 60th. Are you still celebrating? And I sing you a happy, I'm going to sing you a happy birthday anyways. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jackie. Happy birthday to you. I'm not quite healthy enough to be singing it 60 times. But yeah, I do like to sing happy birthday to our birthday viewers. So ever it's your birthday and you want you know, like you don't mind being sung to, come and tell us it's your birthday and I will gladly, happily sing for you. I know Kim's a very sociable lady. She got friend and family around her. So she's not short of people singing her happy birthday. Guaranteed. Mm. But some folks don't have anybody's around them to sing it to them. And some folk misses that. Do you get me? Yeah. So, I've been minding my own business of recent, Kim. Not been interacting with many other peoples. I've been solo communicating with a selective few for one clear reason. Yeah, it's like they're going through unsavory times, you know. And so being of assistance to people going through unsavory times, unsettling times, you know, it's like, yeah, be a little bit supportive. You remember a few weeks ago we had this Welsh fella coming in asking us to help clean his channel up because he's got a load of shit talkers and disruptors, gamage, yeah. But like that fella's gone missing. Yeah, I've not seen that fella in chat no matter where I be going, and nobody's been talking about it. So, Crypto Milo, big shout out to you. Make sure you're all right. We don't like missing people. He's like our David Fryer. Do you get me? You know, like I don't like him not coming in chatting. You know, and the same with Unstoppable Tramp. I'm not happy with folk like that not coming in anymore chatting. But like, I guess I can only blame myself. On a shout out, big shout out to Mr. Beautiful Blues. For this month, he's been keeping us alive. Now, Mr. Beautiful Blues is associated with this channel more than 2 years now. And only going to his page. Like I left him, I left his channel to himself. Do you get me? Yeah, he's friends with a lot of people that I don't communicate so well with, and I've gone toe to toe on YouTube with a lot of those people's clashes of morals, clashes of differences, to say the least. And a bit of name calling and a little bit of you know, like so you know, it's like I've left his channel alone because I'm not like that. I don't want to go places to upset and create disturbances. So go and checking out Mr. Beautiful Blues' channel like he suggested. I mean, like seriously, that fella's really put his cards on the table. Do you get me? Yeah. That fella ain't hiding from nothing. He put his face, he's put his life there on the fucking table. You know, I don't know why he feels he needs to be doing that. You know, like, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to put a face to the name. Yeah, a lot of YouTubers, there's no face to the name. You know, there's no name to the avatar. You know, there's no, you know, like explanation to why folk have titles. You know, rather than their names. But yeah, fair play, Mr. Beautiful Blues, putting his face out there, not hiding from nothing. Mm. Be interesting to see what he do with his times. Be interesting to see. I remember when I first was introduced to Mr. Beautiful Blues, he go through serious operations on his legs. Yeah, on his legs. It looked like he'd been eaten by a shark. And to this day, I don't know what happened. Yeah, but he's still in recovery. But more than a month without Captain Jack now, you know, and still, it's like there's still a bit of disbelief. There's still the build up of obstructions when I try and talk about him, and even walking around certain places, it hurts. Hello, DT True Love. Welcome. Let me just nip off and jump over to welcome you to the channel. Now, I says this every time I'm handing out spanners. Yeah, it's not for you to feel responsible that you got to be timing and blocking people's. Okay, we don't like that. We like people coming in there from all over the place, mate, and enjoying. And so, if you enjoy the people that you see in the chat, sub up to them. You know, I'm not going to say this person's a good person or a bad person because I don't know any of these peoples, even if I've been communicating with them for 3 years. I don't know any of them really. By my standards, I only know people by physical experiences. Yeah, the more we go through things physically, you know, like the more we bond and learn, the more you know, like yeah, our adventures bond us. And that's one thing you'll find in soldiers and fire brigades, you know, like tight bonds. Do you get me? Yeah. You'll find tight teams. They'll bond and they'll do things and be friends forever, forever. And even go to extremes to look after each other. And but as YouTube, we see all the time, you know, like people like me. I make friends and break friends quicker than you can change your underwear. Do you get me? Yeah. Um, you know, it's I don't know, just the way I am. And that's one of the things that makes it easier, being able to just move around and keep moving. You get me? You know, rather than sticking around and having none of that territorial fight and stuff. I don't do that. You don't see me belonging to any gang or any groups. Not a family, nothing. I'm my own soldier. I'm my own boss. And it is sad. It is sad, you know. Like, yeah, I see many times on this YouTube opportunity of having that mental bonding, and it becomes almost a physical attachment. But you know, like, is not real until it's real. Mm, My opinion, my experience. A lot of this YouTube social media stuff is a bit like video gaming, in my opinion, my experience. Especially when you compare with like Sims, yeah, Sim City, where you develop your character. Yeah, that's the basic, you know, like as simple as, yeah. A lot of people are living and encouraging that, living in the simulation and in the matrix. Personally, I prefer. Hang on a minute. Is some weird fucking matrix. We have chef. We have known each other for many moons, and I'll always be straightforward. You know, a lot of people find me disrespectful, rude, bad mannered. Uncouth. But that's only because they'll piss me off, and I'll respond to them pissing me off. Otherwise, I'm quite well spoken, well mannered. Uh, Excuse me, my cloak is bugging me because when it's a bit fresh, I wrap up in that. Yeah. It's there ready to be wrapped up in, but today it's warm. Yeah, I can feel my toes. It's not cold yet. I have no, it's not cold. I've been walking around and it's not cold. My feet didn't fucking get cold one little bit, so it's not cold. Yeah. So being inland away from the sea, you know, it's like I don't know. Yes, yes, King Charles. Yes, yes. How is Alicante? A bit warmer now, isn't it? You know, it's that bit drier and warmer. But you know what they say? We got more rain for April. Yep. But we won't think about that until it happens. But be prepared. This could be a wet year. Got these beautiful hooting owls. They beat. I've had a lot of people complaining, saying they're fucking annoying. Yeah. When they ever just shut up and fuck off. And it's like, jeepers, lad. How about you shut up and fuck off? Yeah, get me. This is their territory. You can't tell beautiful things like owls to fuck off. Oh, you'll be on the beach tomorrow. Yes, 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 bro. Yeah. A bit of skimming dipping, or you be in the speedos? To be honest with you, yeah, I never noticed any nudist beaches around Alicante, from Torrevieja to Alicante, and from Alicante to Benidorm. I never seen any nudist beaches. Mind you, I don't think I was looking. Yeah. That's what I like about down here, South and Murcia. Yeah, is like there's a lot more natural. Yeah, Alicante, Benidorm, very tourism, very touristy, and so you've got those cultures. You know, like the British culture, and generally British don't like getting naked. Yeah, Irish and British people, they make love in the dark. Yeah, not in the daytime, nighttime under blankets. Yeah, and yeah, lights off. So you know, it's like being in Spain is totally different to that. I'm not sure about the making love, but you know, like the human body is visible. Yeah. You don't want to see yourself naked. Well, stay off of those beaches where they've got video cameras. Yeah, yeah, they've got. Yeah, I've noticed local village where I live in before. They had video cameras. Yeah, but that don't stop people still. You know, in the summertime, jeepers. I know that beach people are still naked there, even in the winters. I know people that go skinny dipping all year round on that on that beach. It's not a registered nudist beach, but people do. Most of the locals just strip off and go naked. Ah, you got invited by a beautiful Venezuelan lady. Happy days. I tell you what, King Charles, that is a beautiful community of peoples. The Venezuelan, Puerto Rican, no, I can't remember. But there's a few South American communities around, and they are beautiful peoples, man. Beautifuls. Yeah. I'll think about it. It'll come to mind again in a bit. But I had a big in more so down near Malaga. Yeah, there's one of those drive-in picnic areas, and wow, the people there day after day, different peoples, different families. You know, they's all coming for you know, like to have their picnics, and they're very welcoming, very humble peoples. You know, a lot of Albanian people as well. Also very beautiful, humble peoples. I tell you what, King Charles, yeah, you being Irish and in Alicante, you wouldn't know of Irish Patricia, would you? She's a university professor. She'd be about 80, yeah, 70s, 80s. She normally comes with her daughter and granddaughter. I mean, Alicante is a big place. There's a lot of English, Irish people there. Do you get me? Yeah, that was like a long shot. But yeah. They were nice. They approached me. I was walking with Scooby. Yo, extraordinary crypto. I just mentioned you, bro. Checking up. You's okay. But like, yeah, King Charles. I was walking up and down fucking Alicante, you know, like San Gabriel out to the regatta fucking platforms. And like one day this Patricia and her daughter and granddaughter, you know, like the daughter was about my age, or the granddaughter was about my age. Yeah. So, you know, like they were mature three ladies. And my lord, sitting chatting with them. And then they wanted to meet me next day and go out to the regatta platform and walk with me and talk with me. And it was so nice, you know, it's just really like, wow, you know, really nice. We sat and walked a couple of times. It was like I think Patricia reached out because like her daughters were like preoccupied doing the summer holiday stuff. Where it's like Patricia was like wanting to do things out of the ordinary. Yeah, she was a very inquisitive woman. Like wow, really nice to talk to. Like for her being such a high professional person, you get me? You know, like uh, it was valid times, real. Mm. Mm, I can't really remember any good restaurants or anything in Alicante, but I remember on the seafront next to the McDonald's, you got an Irish bar, and I remember paying €9 for a pint of Guinness, or was it a pint of Murphy's? I think it might have been Murphy's. Yeah, because you can get Guinness everywhere. But yeah, I think it was Murphy's they were promoting. Maybe it was Murphy's bar. Uh, Maybe I don't remember. Flipping heck, that's like 9 years ago since I was up there. I got a picture. I've got a picture. I'll try and fish it out, Giles, of um, I had what do you call it? A hammock hanging from, you know, on Alicante Beach, the main beach. You walk out towards the towards the regatta platform, and you've got all those palm trees. Yeah, I put me hammock there a few times and set camp there a few times. Solar panel out. Uh, you know what, right? I don't know much about this Charles Manson, extraordinary crypto. I don't know much about him, but I do believe he went into jail for having like a membership in the cult or being the cult leader, being responsible for drugs or something like that. I don't think he was in jail for murder, though, was he? I don't think he's in jail for murder. I think he's in jail for being cult leader, uh, and drugs and other dodgy stuff. Well, I tell you where I used to really enjoy setting camp, King Charles, is Saint Gabriel. Yeah, Saint Gabriel. Absolutely loved it there. The people in the village there, brilliant. The little park, for fresh water. You know, you got the Mercadona. So for me, like that was perfect. Just chilling out on the beach. I recycled a big, massive surfboard, windsurfer, I think it was. Yeah, but just the board. So myself and Scooby used to sit up on there and go out paddling and exploring the cove and getting away from the beach. But it was one of those things like it was a known place for homeless peoples. In a bit, King Charles boat. Yeah, shops are part time and close early. Open late and close early. You get on it, bro. We've got somebody in the back chat. Extraordinary crypto.
Charles
Yo.
Manson went. Charles Manson went to prison because he seemingly was involved in Sharon Tate's murder.
Right.
She was 9 months pregnant with a baby, and he killed. Well, they say that he was involved, but technically he said he had followers. He told them to kill them. He cut off his mate's ear. He did that, but I don't. By watching him
Right.
for the last 6 months, I don't think he actually killed anyone. I think he's just very forward. He knew things that other people didn't know, and now we are actually seeing what he was saying was true.
Oh yeah. Okay. Like I said, man, yeah, I haven't got a clue all these commercial celebrities and all these whatnot
No,
is. Do you get me? Yeah, I've hear of it, yeah.
Look,
Well, I have
look,
seen a little bit of some stuff, and
look at it.
yeah, I was
Look at it. Look at it. Go on the internet and type in Charles Manson court trial and watch it. He's very intelligent and he's down to earth. And
that's the thing. A lot of people have interests in things like that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, for the reasons of there's sickness attached to it, and the sick things that we pay attention to can be contagious. Is my understanding from my teachings. Okay, so separating from you know, like the sick stuff. Do you get me? Yeah, is what I do best. You know, like that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But Charles Manson was imprisoned from a young age. He started going to prison when he was 9 years old. Yeah, and that's all he knew. That was his life, prison. He knew how the prison worked. He knew that the system fucked him over, but there was nothing he could do about it because the court of law believed that he was, like you said earlier on, in a cult and he was the leader. He believed that he was God and everybody worshipped him. But
Okay.
in my eyes, by listening to him for about 6 months and looking at him, I don't think he killed anyone. I think he was a guy that would tell people to do something and they would follow him.
What age group like what age would he be now? He'd be about 70, would he? So he grew up at the end of the hippies.
I think he was born in the don't quote me, I think he was born in the 1930s, I think.
So he was grown up with the hippies and he was like part of that hippie movement then, was he?
Yeah. You take acid, you take mushrooms, he would like drink a little bit of whiskey, and he would never do hardcore drugs like speed or heroin or anything like that. He wouldn't allow that in his cult. He would just he believed that he could hypnotize people and stuff, and there's been proven that he could do it.
Okay, so right, from my understanding, from my experiences, yeah, I have seen a lot of people get high and mighty. Okay, so when you think like nearly 100 years ago, yeah, those powers that I think I encountered when I was under the influences of the psychedelics, yeah, and involved in, looking forward to the next travel on the psychedelic realms, right? For me, is like I can see like 100 years ago the powers that people would have encountered and been able to persuade other people that were getting involved in those circles. That would have been very, very easily done. Yeah, to have 100 people or 1,000 people following. You know.
Yeah, he had a big following. Even when he was in prison, there was teenagers and young women like writing into him saying that they wanted his babies and loved him to bits and he was he liked music, he liked his guitar, but inside he wasn't allowed a guitar, so they stripped him of his musical, because he was a musical genius. He made records in his own way, and it's like when you study him, he's like a child.
Was he a prisoner that was stuck in solitary confinement most of the time? Then was he?
He was always locked up on his own. He wasn't allowed around other prisoners, seemingly. That's what they said. But he was a gardener inside.
Oh. So why did they restrict him from having a guitar? Is it because of the strings that are attached?
To be honest, probably. Well, today's day and age, you can have a guitar in it, but years ago, probably not. He was very.
You never got a chance. When you were in jail for a couple of weeks, you never had a canteen delivery, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay, so you recognize he gets tins of sardine, metal tins of sardine, metal Coca-Cola cans.
No, you don't get like metal cans or anything like that. You get like bottles.
Oh, you get bottles now, do you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you get vapes. You get vapes inside and stuff.
Okay.
I've experienced inside jail and prison, sorry, and it's a different world. It's totally different. Like, the outside doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't exist at all. It's just you in a cell with a mate. That's it. Not a mate, a cellmate. And that's it. That's all that matters. You're up at 6, you go to sleep at 6. And that's your routine every day. You get fed 3 times a day, have a shower, go to the gym, go to the yard, and that is it. Like, you're in your cell most of the time.
Did you have a PlayStation in your cell?
No, in your cell, you've got a TV, and that's all you've got.
No, I had a PlayStation last time I was in jail, and a stereo.
In some prisons you can, but I've only ever been in one. I was only in there for 14 days. It was Berlin, but in other prisons you don't get locked up all day. But at Berlin you get locked up 24 hours a day, kind of. But in other prisons in Glasgow, your doors are left open constantly, and you do have PlayStations inside. Yeah, you're right. It's Ted. You need to research Charles Manson on YouTube and listen to him. He's very intelligent and he's down to earth. And I don't think he killed anyone. I think he instigated most of it.
Can I talk to him?
Who?
Charles Manson.
You can write. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's dead now. I'm not too sure. I haven't looked him up that way.
I think the chef believes he died in 2017. So for myself, I don't need to backtrack and torment the dead by, trying to communicate with them through astroplaning and Ouija boards and stuff, right? For myself, there's enough understanding of the world before I go and prying and investigating individuals that don't want me prying and investigating them. I mean, you come up here voluntarily to communicate with me, yeah, and that's the sort of communication I like. Yeah, I like face to face and learning from people that's around that we're doing things with. How was your drinking? Are you still drinking?
No, I haven't drunk.
Are you still drinking?
No, I haven't drunk now for 4 weeks.
Fair play. Happy days. Happy
I ain't
days.
drinking. I ain't drinking anymore. It's no worth. I'm not even streaming anymore. This is the first lobby I've joined since 4 weeks, maybe.
Okay, I mentioned that earlier. I hadn't seen you in any chats, or I hadn't seen you.
No, I'm not doing it no more, mate. It's too much stress on my head all the time. It's draining. I've done it since 2018, you know, and it's the same old shit every day. It's nothing different. And I got tired of it, so I said, fuck it. I'm not doing it anymore. You know, I don't get no respect from the viewers, so I thought, nah, no more. You know, I bought myself a cat, a little kitten, and I'm just enjoying my company with him. Her, sorry.
Have you been entertaining the same people since 2014? I mean, 2018. That can be like I could see that could be very upsetting. The people that I've seen in your chat, you know, like half of them at least, are like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, that's a long time, right?
This is one thing I noticed, yeah, and you might be able to relate to this, yeah. For myself, you know, like people come to this channel a few months ago. There was Peter Pope and Bob Cart, yeah. Now those two came to this channel because, like, Peter Pope comes here for the last couple of years, but this Bob Cart came here because he's got issues with Peter Pope, right? So automatically, Peter's getting off his chest what he's going through, and then this Bob Cart comes into chat and antagonizes Peter Pope. So I goes and finds out who this Bob Cart is, and that's how I comes across Joey Bobo, Andy, and Sarah Strong, and all them Pez and Tram and all them whatnot. Do you get me? Yeah. Whoa, bro. Yeah, attached to those groups. I mean, most of those groups say that they're coming from Facebook. Yeah. And not like it's like wow, a lot of people attached to those channels are proper sickos, bro. Just in the way they talk, they think we're still in 1970, 1960.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Yeah, and it's like flipping weird.
It's since I stopped my streaming for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, I've changed. I'm a different person. I've cooled down. I'm realizing, you know, I can't get myself into trouble like I used to because I've got too much responsibility now. You know what I mean? I've got a baby fucking cat, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? A baby one, and I've been looking after her since I've had her a couple of weeks. And do you know, it's like having a child, having a little kitten. You know, it's changed my life for the good. You know.
Yeah. And this is something I keep pointing out as well, Reese, yeah. Is exactly that, yeah. It's like fucking hell, man. I'm me. I'm a peaceful, happy-go-lucky person. I know that I've got that impulsive, explosive, or that explosive, impulsive disorder, yeah. I know this, right? So for me, I don't put myself in situations where I'm going to be exploding. Yeah, I take myself away from that. Now, one thing that I've learned with this YouTube, you know, we do have a choice. Yeah, we do have a choice. We can keep going how we going. Yeah, or we make changes. The way we make changes is ignore the scumbags. Yeah, give them a clear fucking message. Is they've stepped the mark. Fuck them off in their masses. You know, and happy fucking days. Go and chase the people that you do want to communicate with, that you can communicate with.
What I didn't like about my channel is there was people coming in mentioning. I'll be honest with you. You probably watch my stream on about like nonsense and kids and stuff, and I couldn't. I was there sitting there playing a game, listening, because my gaming is like when you write a comment, it speaks to you. And I was listening to the filth coming out of their mouths, like what they were writing, and I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I actually, for the first time, I actually listened, and I was like, I can't be asked to this no more. This is fucking filthy. These people are talking about abusing children in my stream. I'm sitting here trying to play a game, yeah? You ban them, they come back with a different profile, and what is that making me look like when I'm allowing it to happen, even though I'm banning them? And I thought, do you know what? I ain't going to do it no more. I ain't going to put myself through stress of listening to that filth in my stream anymore. And I said, I'm not doing it no more. I'm done.
upset people straight away when I come on board. I wasn't, I wasn't considerate or sentimental. Like meeting so many peoples and being respectful to so many people. I've had to change my vocabulary a lot and my attitude a lot, just to sort of like be a bit sympathetic, considerate and compassionate. But like, bottom line is, yeah, I came in YouTube and I called them all out for being a bunch of sickos for even giving this content and subject the time of day.
In the beginning,
You get me,
yeah, in the beginning, it's not normal.
That there was straight away 500 people whose backs got up straight away because I called them all out straight away. My first fucking opening lines are.
Do you know what, Mira? Steve, I should say, sorry. I've done exactly the same as you, mate. I've called everyone out on this internet, right? And do you know what? It doesn't really bother them. They laugh. They think it's funny. When they write that comment to see the reaction of you or me reacting on that, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for you to make a mistake.
I can prove. I've got a dozen people at least that are in fear. To communicate with me because they know the repercussions. Yeah, I don't talk about them. I talk about the associates, and their associates keep slapping up upside the head because they can't get no weed, they can't get no heroin, they can't get no coke, they can't even get a fucking bit of fucking off the back of the fucking lorry tobacco. You get me, yeah? Because everybody's on fucking lockdown.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they see the life. They see the life I lead. Yeah, they see the life I lead, and they're jealous. And it's like, my partner said, "Stop showing them," And now I've come to the decision. I'm not going to show anything in my life no more because I'm going to get judged for it anyway. It's sick. This internet, it's YouTube, is filthy, and I've been watching for the last 2 weeks other people's streams, and I'm like, I never knew how nasty people could get. Even the streamer is sick,
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, I have a sickness. Admittedly, yeah. As soon as it all bottles up and I recognize this is proper sick, I get just as sick as the hundreds and thousands I'd be screaming and shouting about. You get me, yeah. And it's like, yeah, there's no balance. There's no, that what me slipping up and falling into the same trap as they falling into. It's not healthy, and it's certainly not acceptable either.
I had to walk away from all that streaming, Steve. I had to, mate. It was sending me loopy. I wasn't right in myself. It was draining. It was sick. Every day it would be the same old since 2018. Same old shit. Different day. It's all different date, different year. If that makes sense. It was nothing different,
Yeah, I can imagine. I've lived 3 years, given 3 years of my life to these to this platform, and I swear down now, it interrupts, it interferes with the life. Yeah, not to the point that it takes over, but to the point of it stops a lot of things that I can be doing, that I know I want to be doing. Just because I know that I want to share everything I do, just rub it into the people that ain't doing what I can make so easy. And so showing people how easy. Yeah. I don't think these people have listened to me. So why should I give them the glories of the watches? Yeah, I've already done what I know I can do. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, happy days.
I was watching one of your videos the other day, yesterday, of you saying that somebody was cutting trees down in your location, and you were saying about the chainsaw and that, and you said, why has it got to be 3 people to basically, cut one tree down? I'll tell you why, yeah? I thought you'd have clicked on to why. It's because health and safety now is, when you go up a ladder, there's got to be 2 people there to basically hold the ladder. till you come back down. When you cut down a tree, it's got to be 2 people there to keep an eye if everything's okay. That's why it was 3 people there at that time. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and it's pathetic, isn't it? You know, we as people, yeah, like we're discouraged from climbing trees. Yeah, it's you know, it's like, yeah, a little bit upsetting to think that people, 3 people get paid, but it was actually 5 people. Yeah, there was actually five gentlemen there. 3 in one vehicle and 2 in another, and only 1 man cutting. And he wasn't on a ladder. Yeah, he was on one of those high lifts, one of those crane lift things. Hello, viewer. Hello, Strictly Cycling.
Anyway, it's nice speaking to you. Anyway, I'm gonna go, right, because I'm watching a TV program I've been addicted to. It's really good. I will be listening. It was nice talking to you. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining, Reese. Thanks for
No,
joining.
no,
And
no.
good.
You've got my number, haven't you? You can ring me at any time. You got my number, right?
No, I haven't. No.
Wait a minute. I'll put it in the back chat.
Send me an email.
I don't know how to do that, mate. I honestly don't. I do, but it's too much hard work. There you go. In the back chat.
Do you do WhatsApp? Yeah. Do you do WhatsApp? Well, Strictly Cycling, we're celebrating 3 years. Having a voice, putting my face on YouTube. Okay, well, Extraordinary Crypto, I'll get you on WhatsApp. Welcome in, Seagull Rockspook. It amazes me how many YouTubers swear and curse and accuse suddenly. Alright. Yep. WhatsApp terminated my account for sending too many text messages. Well, spamming, yeah. I don't think any social platform encourages spamming, does it? You know, like my phone, if you try phoning me, chances are my phone will tell you a spam call coming in. I don't know why. He's left us, Pip Smoker. He's left us. Oh, he's still in chat. Happy days. I was just about to munch a couple of oranges, but I think I'll save them for breakfast. Fresh oranges straight from the tree. Priceless. So yeah, straight up paying attention to weed growers is what I be mostly doing, you know, on YouTube. People that like to sit there and talk about smoking and growing marijuanas. That's been my main interests. Longer than I've ever had memory. I've always like focused on weed, and getting stoned. And so, like the power of the internet, bringing the world together, world smokers worldwide. Just, like being around the same sort of peoples is good for my health. Being around folks that talk of things that I have absolutely no interest or no awareness of is a frustration. It's okay listening, but just certain vocabulary, gets me back up. Do you get me? Yeah, just certain content and subjects gets me back up. And so, therefore, like for my mental and physical well-being is being acknowledged that is absolutely healthier and critical that I stays away from it. Otherwise, I adapt and I become 110 times worse than anything ever seen before. Do you get me? Now, at 110, a lot of people try and recognize what I mean by the 110%. Like when I was working on the Ina McBain 110-foot fishing trawler, and the skipper and the lads come by and says, "We're going out early, like cut the weekend short. We're going out now. Yeah, bad weather coming." I had to drop my mates and party modes to go working and go out to sea. When I was put on first watch and that boat turned around, yeah, I was responsible for, like crashing a 110-foot fishing trawler. That was one of the biggest eye openers I ever had in my life. Yeah, recognizing the responsibilities. It fucked me up. It really did fuck me up. And so, I've never recovered from that experience. Yeah. And I think it's a bit weird for anybody to think that they know what that's like. Being put into a position of responsibilities where, like you feel guilty. Yeah, but it wasn't, as a man, that wasn't my responsibility. To be a child and responsible for steaming a big friggin' 110-foot fishing trawler out to God knows where. If I was smoking a joint, I would have stayed awake. Yeah. But that was one of the boats where, there was no weed allowed on board. So being up in the wheelhouse, smoking weed, smoking joints to stay awake, that would have stunk out the wheelhouse. And so being responsible, I was irresponsible, trying to be responsible. And I always struggled to accept responsibility. It was negligence of the skipper to, take me in the condition that I was in, and then get me even more inebriated by taking me to the pub for fucking 5 or 6 hours. And then being even more negligent by putting me on in control of such a vessel with absolutely fuck all experience apart from the same sort of procedure: get drunk and go out to sea, and get us to where we're meant to be. Happy days. Wake us up when the time's up. Fucking hell. We had boats where we were allowed Walkmans, yeah. But I was on a couple of boats where there was no Walkmans, no stereos, no TVs, no fuck all. Well, strictly, most of the boats did have autopilots, but conveniently, it was malfunctioning. Yeah, malfunctioning. And so, yeah, with a malfunction, the boat turned around and come back on itself. 12.3 knots or something like that. Boom. Can't remember the tonnage, but that was a sheltered deck trawler. And 5 of us on board. I remember 2 of the fellas' names, but I don't remember the other 2. For years and years, it's baffled me who the fuck was on that boat at that time. But I remember 2 of the fellas, the skipper and this other fella from, I think he was from Dungarvan. Mad fucker he was. Good for coming to parties. Good for contacts with lads up country. He'd worked in a lot of ports around Ireland. He should have been the next one on watch. Yeah. It was a timber one, strictly. It was timber. I don't like fiberglass boats. I prefer a concrete boat or cement boat. I think they're cement, not concrete. I don't even know the difference between cement and concrete. Wow. Yeah, have a look at the Irish fleet. Yeah, and you got a lot of timber boats working out of there, but I think I've worked on a steel boat, but not them's timber boats I'd be working on in Ireland. But fiberglass are like toy boats, really. If it's fiberglass, then it's a toy. It's a hobbyist boat. Flipping heck. Fiberglass. Dirty stuff. Walk along most coastlines and you see broken fiberglass. It's fucking disgusting. Broken boats all along the coast. Have a look at Castletownbere when the Russians pulled in. Yeah, they went out with timber boats, local fishermen. They told the Russians to feck off in their timber trawlers and their twin riggers. Hey, a beautiful day. Nice to see you. To seeing you so nice. Happy Lent celebrations, Ramadans. Did any of you participate in the fasting of Lent or the fasting of Ramadan? TGIF. TGIF. Now, why should I know that? It's gonna be 80 degrees tomorrow in New York City. Oh dear. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. If you're viewing any Manhattan street cameras, you'll probably see Strictly Cycling passing through in his spandex and his seatless bicycle. Oh, thank God it's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. TGIF. Oh, I see. Beautiful day, Strictly. You remember this time last year when I had like half a dozen fucking thermometers around the place? It was brilliant. This year I've not got one. You'll be recycling naked tomorrow. Happy days, bro. Dude, I've actually been with nudist cyclists. I have. Yeah. We went celebrating summer solstice. And what was there? There's 4 of us left Bristol. Myself, Rasta fella, and a fella from Brighton, and a fella from Hungary. The fella from Brighton was homosexual practicing, maybe bisexual. And then the Hungarian fella, he was a world famous nudist, and very much into flower porn. Yeah. Anybody he ever met had to draw him a flower. And yeah. And cycling from Bristol to Avebury, it's a nice cycle along the old railway, along the canals. Not much through towns or cities, loads of fields and bits of forestry and stuff. And myself and this badass Rasta, swear down now, right? His hair must have been heavier than him. Swear down now, he had these big, massive, long dreadlocks, and I swear down, he was solid. He was fit, like muscle ripping through him. Do you get me? Yeah. And out of the 4 of us, I was the first one to get to Avebury. Yeah. The Rasta fella, he cycled past Avebury. He went on to Marlborough. The homosexual practicing fella and the Hungarian fella, them, I don't know what they were doing, but they was like hours and hours late. I mean, yeah, everybody was set camp. I was already set camp. They arrived and they were all pissed off because I had loads of people already involved in the camp. You know, like, yeah, it was, you know, like, it was first come, first come, first served. And I was one of the first ones to get in and, you know, like, have a pitch up, which was quite funny. The Rasta fellow, when he arrived, he was like delighted. Yeah. We had peoples, we had a party. Do you get me? Yeah. We had a nice camp. Yeah. I had a tarpaulin, a plastic canvas tarpaulin, and I stretched it from tree to tree like fucking like half a cereal box. Yeah, so I had the base, a wall, and a rooftop. We fit like 30 people in that camp. You know, like, yeah, we had a fire on the edge. People had freaking chairs coming around under the tarp. Yeah, and jeepers, man, how many people slept there? It was fun. It's, you know, like, for the week that we were camped out there, that was party central. That was fun. We left from the Red Factory on Portland Square, Bristol. Yeah, it was a old paper factory. old, not paper factory, was it? What the fuck was it again? Maybe it was an old printing factory or something like that, yeah. But it'd been squatted for years. It was a fucking shithole. No more grizzles. Right, bud? He's happy? What are you saying? Oh, wanna hold hands? Wanna hold hands with you? No. The dogs were barking proper weird last night when I went to bed. Yeah. They were having a proper fucking argument, some of them dogs. And this morning when I woke up, there was some weird fucking shouting going on. Yeah. One of the neighbors, with a female, she fucking shouted from the house all around the garden, straight down there, shouting. Her dogs have been going crazy. Yeah. And today, I've not heard the dogs barking. So I don't know what's been going on, what's happened. But yeah, her dogs have been quiet today, which is very unusual. Her dogs are normally the first to be barking at anybody to be walking up and down. Yeah, myself and the Rasta fella, we came back separately as well. I got a lift back by people that wanted to take me touring the festivals. I got seduced by somebody that enjoyed my physical body for the week that we were at that Avery. Wow. I was never one to say no. You get me? Yeah. When the ladies, I did say no once. Yeah, but mind you, I was tripping me nuts off. Jeepers! If you've ever been around sexy ladies when you're tripping on LSD, it don't work. You get me? You know. So for me, this one was getting all hot and like making gestures in my direction. I had to tell her, back the fuck off. You freaking me the fuck out. You get me? Yeah. That's only happened once. Hmm. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I learned not to trip around people's. Oh, that was funny. Why am I thinking about tripping? Oh, it's because of that freaking Charles Manson. That's how I know it's that name. Because he's well into his LSDs. I keep going for these oranges because they're right there in front of me. What I should be doing is drinking that milk before it sours. Do I want to eat anything? I don't really feel like eating anything either. But that's the problem when drinking milk, chocolate milk. Yeah, it's normal milk, but the other month I bought chocolate powder, and yeah, I've learned to buy these 1.5 liters and just pour the powder in, give it a shake around. If I wanted to buy cold milkshakes from the shop, yeah, I think they're €2.50. for like a pint of it. Yeah. So like I'd get what 2-3 pints. Yeah. And it's gonna cost me like €6. Yeah, €5 or €6. Or, like I get 5 of these bottles out of 400 grams of chocolate powder. So, and that chocolate powder is about £2 or £3. Yeah. So I'd much rather buy these and have that powder sat there. I'm not going to be able to be buying milk soon. No, it's going to go off as soon as get it up here. It's going to be not something I'll be consuming. Maybe if I'm on the move, maybe if I decide to pack up and move on and go for a long walk around, go and feel the earth. Because I'm not feeling it here. I'm feeling switched off. I think I need to go and walk around and find myself. Yep. And there, like, if I put myself in that situation, well, then like walking and burning off the fats that comes from milk and cheese. Well, I'll have to indulge. Yeah, strictly. Yep. We got all that engineering around here. It's tradition in Spain. Yeah, it's tradition in Spain. I know how well it works, bro. You forget when we met, I was living with holes in the ground to store my water. You remember? I used to go to the to the hole in the ground, pull up a bucket, run it through my Britex jug filter, and drink away. Oh, without even boiling. If I find myself going on walkabouts and walking around in a circle and finding my way back here, I know exactly what I have to do. Yeah. I know exactly where I'll be setting camp and reorganizing myself. That's one of the good things walking around with the dogs, going on the adventures. I know where what's what and refreshing my memory of, oh yeah, okay, this is still untouched grounds. But to be honest with you, settled life. There's better places to settle. Much better places to settle. Places where there's more nature. Yeah. I mean, like on the east of Spain, yeah, there are flamencos, there are turtles, terrapins, there's crayfish, rabbits. Down these ways, there's fuck all, lads. Yeah, wild boar, goats, owls, and eagles. But yeah, them eagles and owls, like, okay, fair enough. Here, there's a lot of owls. Up on my mountain, there's a lot of owls. But there's no earning in these environments. There's no work. Loads of projects, yeah, but nobody paying wages. There's more parrots. Yeah, there's more parrots and parakeets. There's iguanas and chameleons. There's loads of nice stuff to be finding out there. Down on further south, Tarifa, loads more owls. Load more owls. Wow, jeepers. And that's evident by the amount of roadkill that I've seen. Falcons and owls. Mm. I don't want to go down that way. That's bad for my health. If Oliver was still alive, you know, like and in Nerica, I don't think I would have left Nerica. But you see, like, there's such a horrible vibe on the streets in Nerica. And it's a dirty place. They get fined billions, millions, sorry, yeah, hundreds of millions every year for their raw sewage treatment pollution. Yeah. That would be quite funny to expose Nerica. Yeah. Wow. So beautiful listening. Charles Manson died when he was 83 of natural causes. Not in a natural environment, though. Listening to the gentleman saying earlier how doctors diagnosed him with 14 months to live. For me, it was a hard thing to listen to. You know, somebody, you know, like fully aware that, you know, like somebody else has put a time scale on their life. I mean, I would like, for each one of us, we've got a time scale. Yeah. Is it for anybody to say your time's going to be up on this day? I'd be like, go fuck yourself. In actual fact, I've said that for like many years. You know, like now that I've been in Spain like more than 10 years now, going on 11 years, going into the 11th year. It's like, you know, I've said that. Go fuck yourselves. I don't want I don't want friggin' doctors telling me I've got so many days left, so many weeks left. And that's one of the things I acknowledge as a youth. You get me? Yeah, there's some people that's always run into the doctor, you know, like, yeah. And then there's like people that avoid the doctors. Lots of fireworks still going off. There's a week of fireworks, and I don't know why. I'm walking around that town a few times, and I can't see no freaking signs of party or anything. I could search, you know, like do a Google search and like say, "Hey Google, where's the party in Ortiba?" But I'm not that interested really. Keep going out on those false alarms. Yeah, you use a witch doctor. Happy day. When you wake up dead, there's nothing you can do about it. Discord software mysterious broadcasts. Now that looks like an interesting channel. Does anybody know of this channel? Have you got? I know you've got a face in your avatar. Do you want to put your face on backstage before I put you on main screen? I've not seen this person before. So who is it? Who is that? Okay. Not quick enough. They tried porn bombing. Now tell me, for you guys and girls that have got brothers and sisters and friends, would you, mums and dads, and grandparents, uncles and aunties, would you stand there watching them like making each other sweat? And if you did, would you be wearing a mask? I mean, like to stop, or would you be getting involved? I've been involved in a couple of heated moments where there's multiple peoples involved. And one time it was a food fight that got all naked and sweaty. And another time I was like, she can do what she doing, but there's no way you's touching me. Hmm? And yeah, I wouldn't let my girlfriend or wife do that to another man. Yeah, but some men, I don't know, like sharing. Jeepers. I wouldn't kiss a girl like that. You get me? You know, if she bouncing with somebody else. But if she wants to like chopper, you know, like happy days. There's not much you can do when she wants to freshen her breath up. Do you get me? Yeah. Aye, aye. Well, if you wouldn't be watching your own friends and your own family banging one another, why would you be watching strangers? Have you got a video collection of you banging your exes, and then like you put them on for your new girlfriend to watch with you? I've never had a girlfriend asking me to watch porn. I've had girlfriends um, demanding that I don't watch porn, but I've never been a porn watcher, anyways. So that's never been an issue. I think I'm one of the only males that I know, yeah, personally, that never owned a porno mag, yeah, that never owned a Playboy mag. You know, extraordinary crypto. It gets to a point in life, yeah, like for myself, it's like because I'm in love with all my exes, yeah. It's kind of like, oh jeepers, you know, any one of them could come running back to me at this point, but I'm not looking for any new ones, yeah. I'm not looking for a replacement. Do you get me? You know, I'm happy the way things are, but I swear down now, yeah, if that one that wants me and she comes to get me, she can fucking have me. Do you get me? Yeah. I'm not gonna say no. Hmm? But I am loyal. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not a cheater. I don't cheat. Not yet, anyways. I was a bit of a cheeky young fella. You know, like I had like 20, 30 girlfriends. I had fucking girlfriends in every town and on every fucking Friday night, every Friday, Saturday night. Do you get me? Yeah. I had friggin' you know, like hundreds of girlfriends. Mm. I could kiss any one of them ones that we go to the disco with. Yeah. A lot of them didn't have a choice. Do you get me? Yeah. You know, like they just grab you and start kissing you. We had girls in those discos. They grab you and start fucking grabbing your balls. They didn't even kiss. Do you get me? They didn't even dance with you. They just drag you and grab your balls. They're like dirty Catholic girls. They was dirty Catholic girls. Japers. Get a man in trouble. Them sort of girls did a few times. Uh-huh. I wasn't a gigolo. I never fucking charged them, bro. I never charged them. I did get paid once, though. This is what antagonizes a lot of people. I got paid €2,000 and 5 nights in a hotel. Yeah. Mm, uh, I don't think I was even paid for the entertainment. I was just sort of like tipped. uh, it would be nice to say thank yous again, but I don't think that'll happen. The chances of communicating with no communications is like, yeah, that'd just have to be fate and destiny, wouldn't it? In the right place at the right time. Hmm? only one relationship I've been in where my partner was earning more than me. Uh, but she was like nearly 20 years older than me as well. Oh dear, did we have fun? But the minute she started wanting me to move in, they're like, no, fuck you, yeah. Get the fuck. I don't mind staying for a week or two, and I don't mind you staying at my space for a week or two. But you know, like, yeah, I don't mind camping and you know, like going off to the B&Bs for a week or two. But moving in together, fuck off. Yeah, that was always one of my problems is letting the girls move in. Mm-mm. No, you can't be doing that. And I'm not one to be moving in on a lady. No, I don't. No. Oh, I tied them up a bit tight today. I still barefooted. I've taken off my long johns yesterday. So, you know, down to single skins now. Start fucking enjoying the warming up. But it's still March. So April and May can still bring cold days, yeah, cold mornings. You know, like night times is still got to cool down from the warmth of the day, but mornings is when it's got that bitter cold. So not to get too cocky. A good time of year to pack up and go off on a wander before they close the beaches from the dogs for the dogs. Go and do some beach combing, some beach bumming, get some sand in the arse. Yeah, sandy arse. Get some salt to the skin. Starting to yawn. Mate, if I makes it to Italy, yeah, I reckon I could easily be a gigolo there. I got a friend in Ireland who's a retired Italian gigolo. He was a gigolo in Italy, a paid male escort for the ladies. Yeah. There's a lot of rich widows out there that needs their that needs company when they goes for dinners and stuff like that. Apparently, there's a big market for it. Maybe not so much these days. I mean, like, what was last time I was talking to him? Like, fucking hell, man. I've been like 17, 18 years since I last speaking to him. What was it like growing up for me? Years ago, years and years ago. Yeah, it wasn't so many years ago. I mean, I'm still growing up now. I mean, like, seriously, bro. I'm still growing up now. I'm not as old as I can be, am I? So I'm still growing up. Hello, Alex Place. I'm not sure I recognizes your account, Alex Place, but yes, I am still in Spain. Hillbilly Rock, nice to see you. To see you, nice. What you saying? How old I am? Wow. Take a guess. I got a birthday in 3 weeks, so I'll be this week. I'm not as old as I will be next week, or in 3 weeks' time. Yeah, I'll be a totally different age. That cheeky fucker, 53. As if I ever catch a hold of you, extraordinary crypto, I'll have to remove 53 of your eyebrows. Fucking go to me, telling me I'm telling the world you expect I'm 53. Jeepers, bro. You think that's funny? You think that's funny, this? Okay, 53 of your armpit hairs. Now, fucking laugh. Now laugh. If I ever get to hold you, extraordinary crypto, 53 of your armpit hairs of your left arm is getting removed. Hey, I'm a fucking Aries. Why, you want an headbutt? Hey, I can. Here, you know that movie, White Man Can't Jump? Yeah, I proved that title wrong. I can fucking jump. Okay, I'm not the whitest of mans yet, right? But I can fucking jump, bro. Yeah, and my flying headbutts was one of my specialities. Especially if you like more than 6 foot fucking big rugby players. Do you get me? Yeah, like seriously now, yeah, you fellas have got to go down. Oh, seriously, this universe, the universe, jeepers, that's way beyond my imagination. Alex Place, swear down, that is way beyond my imagination. I don't think for things like that. I've left it up to Terry Pratchett to decide, like that we live on a disc world held up by fucking elephants on the back of a turtle swimming through um, emptiness. Yeah. Um, But then after walking and kayaking and bits of sailing and other bits and pieces that I've been up on aeroplanes and stuff, I honestly believe that we're not on so much of a flat surface. No, no, there's something really weird about walking. Yeah, now walking north, it constantly feels like I'm uphill. Yeah, uphill. Don't matter if I'm going downhill. If I'm heading north, it feels like I'm going uphill. It's a fucking struggle. It feels like I'm wasting my energy. When I'm walking south, it feels like it's just a downhill fucking pleasure. Even when I was going up mountains, you get me? Yeah, it's like this ain't a bother. Yeah. So for me, I feel like there's an actual pull south. Yeah. I haven't tried walking so far east, you know, like most of me coming back on myself from Seville to Granada. This area is a lot of that was done coming from Seville to Tarifa, and then from Tarifa to Malaga. That's a lot of distance, yeah, and that was done in a car. That was a couple of German peoples I met in Seville. They were staying some part of Tarifa, but then going back to Malaga, and they says, "If you got bad health, we'd gladly take you away from here." And so yeah, we came away from there, and happy days. Good health ever since until 2022 when freaking numpty bollocks shitty wet wipe came traveling and gave me a horrible dose of what could have been COVID. It could have been. Ugh, coughing and sneezing and fucking spluttering and no energy and knockout and whoa. Like, fuck you scumbag bastard. But yeah, the universe or the earth, yeah. For me, walking and traveling the way I does, I don't see it's a flat earth. No. No. Give me a weather balloon, and I might tell you something different. Give me a spaceship, and I might tell you something different. Not because you've given me the things that I've asked for, but because I'll have a different perspective, wouldn't I? Yeah, I'd be able to look for myself. I don't think it's about having a telescope to identify these things or lasers. That's right. I don't know absolutely fuck all. Seriously. Yeah. I really don't have a clue. Yeah. Because these things are out of my grasp, you know, I've not paid any like curiosity to any of it. You know, I just take it how it is. Uh, Listening to other people's, you know, like these ice walls that stops us from going over the edge, or you know, hidden worlds and hidden societies. You know, like all the you know alleged resets and restarts. For me, like a lot of that stuff, we've watched it in the movies, and you know the superheroes have replaced the gods. You know, like the superheroes comics and stuff have literally replaced the Bibles and religious studies, and video games have completely, quite literally, eradicated religions, in my opinion. Sometimes I walk on my hands to save the soles of my shoes. Shoes are expensive nowadays. Yeah. Well, do you know what I've noticed? I've been satisfied wearing since I've come to Spain. Yeah, is these very basic. Do you know, like it's a bit of like recycled rubber. Yeah, and just a bit of fabric to keep the toe in, and a bit of fabric to keep the heel in, and lace to tie around the ankle. Very basic. I don't need any more than that for walking roads. Yeah. I can't see stars behind the sun. I can't see any stars in the fucking daytime. I mean, technically, the sun is a star, they says. And is the sun a star or is it a burning planet? I think it's a star, isn't it? The sun. And in that case, I do see one star in the daytime. But no, I don't see any stars in daytime. No, not until that sun's well out of the sky do I be seeing any stars. And it's not because of any other light pollutions. Because like even where I am is fuck all of light pollution. This tiny little town here, I don't give a fuck all really. A tiny little globe, but you know. Okay, fair enough. If I got down to the river, I'd see the glow of this town. That's because of all the humidity, yeah, the condensation or the humidity, whatever you want to call it. Where did all the water come from on Earth? I reckon, right? I reckon the ice, yeah, the ice is where the water comes from. Yeah. And where did that come from? Fuck knows, bro. Yeah. Something trapped within the ozone or something like that within the layers, and it just settled and slowly reduced. And the more of us strips that walk around consuming the water tables are lowering, which means then the icebergs or the ice caps or the ice circles are melting. And then that, I've tried explaining this to some of the people's here around, these hippie communities, but they're very aggressive about learning anything. It's like you you got to bear in mind farming, drilling for water, all these sort of things that tap into the water sources, the masses that goes on in such a small environment now is in comparison to 100 years ago. Just the water that we consume in these towns, they're sucking from the Sierra Nevadas. Okay, Sierra Nevada supplies a lot of Andalusia with drinking water. It actually travels all around the world. This water gets bottled up and sent all around the world. So technically we're supplying water all around the world, this area. So that water data source is diminishing, and that is one reason why there's no fucking ice on there in the summer. Yeah, because there's so much of a population consuming the natural resources. And so where the water table used to be up and it used to manage freezing, that surface, and the water just continues flowing and gets renewed every year. Like as rain falls and it freezes and more snow comes, there's dissolving stuff and it's coming through, and that's what we're getting. But the more we're using it, that source is gone. And where's the water source gonna be in the next fucking 200 years? In Alaska, in Canada, in Russia. But it ain't gonna be here in places like Spain and Portugal. Yeah, we can see this strip drying up. We can see it. It has happened throughout the Asias. It's happened throughout Africa's, and it's spreading. Yeah, we can see it with the time lapse. Listening to people of culture. That's why island life is so attractive. Again, it's being surrounded by water is an illusion of safety. Yeah. The thing is, when you're in places like the Mediterranean, the islands here, you're surrounded by salt water. You ain't getting no fresh water, even when it rains. Yeah, because it's raining through salt air. You gonna getting loads of fucking salt water. Some rainstorms more than others. Yeah. It is happening for billions of years. It is, yeah. But you know, like the way man is farming, yeah, this definitely has an impact. The way man is constructing, this definitely has impact on those ice things. Yeah. Look, all these cities with this, with all these air traps, do you get me? You know, interfering with the natural flow of things. You know, it's not like forestry. Do you get me? You know, like these these constructions are towering over the trees. You know, I don't think there's any trees the height matching the constructions that most cities are catering for these days. Mm. We see with nature it has a natural way of moving rivers and islands, and you know, like man's trying to been doing that. Yeah, this environment where I'm living at, this is man-made mountains. Yeah, man-made mountains created for directing the rivers. Yeah, for inhabitants, for you know, people living, for people mining. Hmm? It is like environment here for people that's interested in you know, like what do you call it, the climate and climate change. Yeah, this is a good environment to be paying attention to that stuff. For real, it is. Because it's happening as we're watching, according to the local peoples. Yeah. Yes, yes, Baba. Happy Friday, my dear. He's working. Nice for popping in and saying hello, my dear. I hope it's good listening and easy listening for you. Do you know Alex Place? Yeah, a lot of the minerals in the sea and in the earth that water passes through and accumulates. When it gets to the sky, for example, a lot of those molecules and nutrients and stuff falls. Yeah, it's a filtration system. Yeah, this everything, everything that is natural is a filtering system. Yeah, and this earth is a filtering system. The way that the sun is filtering the water, the air is filtering the water is filtering the air, you know, like, and all this whatnot. You know, it's like jeepers, you know. Yeah. Simple movement, yeah, in a stagnant pond, it no longer stagnant. And the more movement that happens in that stagnant pond, it then becomes oxygenized, and then it's no longer stagnant pond. It's alive. Now, in some weirdness, yeah, we are but one big massive drip. When you think about all that water that is traveling in the air, you know, it's non-measurable. Well, no, it is actually, because they do humidity tests, don't they? So the humidity in the air, yeah, is measurable, and like a lot of the time, it says we're living in a big fucking puddle. Yeah. Mm. When you go to some cultures, they says, you know, like, yeah, you sit there with your mouth open like an open flower, and you can take in nourishments. And that isn't people walking past and putting a cherry into your mouth. No, that's like just like filter feeding. Yeah, some people have tried saying. I don't fucking believe in it myself because I know what it is to have that grumbling stomach. Yeah, that grumbling stomach. If I could filter the fucking minerals out of the air, I'm sure the amount of breathing I do, I'd be consuming. But it's just not fitting. Well, the earth within like as I feels it. Yeah, as I feels it, as I see, like the clouds and nothing else gets beyond, a certain level above the clouds and stuff. Those clouds aren't floating around space, Yeah, those clouds are floating around what we live on. Yeah. Mm. And that's an accumulation of the purest and purest of the waters. Yeah. That's the most filtered of waters when it gets up to them clouds, I think. Which is a weird one then. Because where does the pollution sit? Like here in Spain, we've got this tradition where we don't collect the first half an hour of rainfall because that's the dirty water. Yeah, that's pushing down all them chemicals and minerals and all those things floating in the air between the water levels. Uh, so with the core of the earth, yeah, like they say, is a hot core. Mm. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. It's too much for my head to take on board, and so I don't really care to explore it like that. I appreciate the waterfalls. I can see the mountains there. They're snow capped. Right, I'm drinking water from that river. Like going back a few hundred years ago, I definitely would have been drinking out of that river. But mm, where it goes to the sea, then it is mad. It is a mad system. They says that the air, like Sahara, feeds the Amazon. Or like the water that leaves these mountains, yeah, they go to the fucking Amazon as well, don't they? And to Thailand, when they got their monsoon weather, you know. Well, it's a reality. If you go and like now, it's a reality for us because we're talking about it. But there ain't fuck all we can do about it, is there? But that's a long way for the Sahara to travel without being on an aeroplane or a boat. Just traveling all the way to the Amazon. That's magic here. I don't give a fuck about folks saying it's science or some shit like that. I think it's fucking magic. If you boil water, some of it will rise up, but eventually it'll come back down in the form of rain. Well, yeah, that's basically what the Earth's doing all the time. Yeah. Magic is an optical illusion, says Strictly Cycling. But Strictly Cycling, you said earlier that you goes to see a medicine, a witch doctor, yeah, um, up the block from you. Alright, so you going to see a witch doctor, but yet magic is an optical illusion. Are you really like sure of yourself? How can you be going to see a witch doctor? Yeah, it's in its title. Yeah, witch doctor. Do you get me? Yeah, there ain't other fucking things that play with magic really. Witches and wizards. Do you get me? Yeah. Like what the fuck else plays with magic? Hmm? More fireworks. Don't know if you could hear that bang, but that was fireworks. Mhm. I'm not sure if I'd know the difference of like a Russian bomb going off in comparison to fireworks. So I'll make a prediction that that was fireworks and not Russian bombs. For the last couple of nights, I've been inviting Grizzles up to the bed, and he's all right for a few hours. But I wake up and he's not there, so I'm not sure what gets him. You know, like to the point of it, the most important time. You know, like the coldest point of the day, and he's not there. It's like, dude, you know. That fucking warms like heat, like fur and everything. You know, like yeah, all for himself. He don't like it under the blankets. Yeah, so I know. Don't put him under blankets. Do you know what Alex Place? Ukraine should be grateful to Russia, or they'd be speaking German or French right now. Do you know what? Do you think I fire at night when I'm sleeping, Strictly Cycling? I mean, I've fallen asleep many a times on the live stream. Do I fire in my sleep? Personally, I don't think I do. I think I do most of that when I'm awake. And thank you for reminding me I need to undo my jeans. Because like, yeah, sitting down, I freaking hates being all strapped up and, you know, like tucked in and, yeah, closed. I feel like, yeah, clothes. I'm closed wearing clothes. There's a lot to be said for the Polish borders, ladies and gentlemen. You know, like for protecting Europe at the moment. Yeah, don't forget that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're anything to do with Europe, yep, it's the Polish borders that are protecting us from the Russians, and they're ready to infiltrate the Germans at any time the NATO says do it. Yeah, so that's my speculation from a little bit of information that I trust. Mhm. Oh, strictly. Ukraine and Russia, they've been arguing for fucking like 25,000 years. Or 12,000 years, I can't remember. They've been arguing for fucking centuries, bro. Long before the Italians landed in Americas. All right? So, seriously. Mm? And long before the Greeks landed in America, or the Irish, Yemenis, yeah? Long before the Russians were landing in Americas. Swear down. Mm? Mm. You know, bottom line, when it comes to politics, I got to admire each and every fucking world leader, yeah, for having the audacity and the fucking neck on them to stand up there and say they's the boss, you know, of millions and millions of peoples, yeah. For me, there's something admirable about those sort of peoples. I mean, could I be friends with them? I don't think so. Yeah, on the grounds, you know, there's nothing going to be personal, is there? You're not going to be able to have a personal moment with your friend. You get me? Yeah, them's always going to have a bunch of fucking morons hanging around with them. You get me? You know, like yeah, fucking eyeballing every move you making. You know, like yeah, they've predicted every move you making. You know, like yeah, and it's like fuck you, scammers. Yeah, would you want to be? I would not want to be around such peoples like that. But you know, like I got to take my hat off to peoples like that to some point. Yeah, but then there's some point where I'd be putting the hat back on and walking away very fucking quickly. You get me? Getting too close to peoples like that, anything could happen. Yeah, and I'm not going to be a part of it. Fuck that. Mm. Uh, There was a time when I would have said, you know, like Putin was my mate. Yeah, but this year, 2023, don't know, don't know. He hasn't done the things I would have done. So we're not that. Yeah, we can't be. No. Now this freaking Genghis Khan. Yeah, I mean, like he was a Mongolian fucking warrior, wasn't he? Yeah. Do people consider him as a dictator? I mean, personally, I think he was like kick ass. You get me? Yeah, he was like, fuck yeah, that's a cool motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, like, look, man, that is one cool ass motherfucker. In all fairness, yeah. But like, what is it statistically? Like 1/3 of the world is related because of Genghis Khan. I mean, like, that is like one cool ass motherfucker. Yeah. Jeepers. Mm. And I don't think it's due to how many women he had. I think it was more to do with how many people he killed off, or how many people his armies killed off. Yeah, because he wasn't responsible for all those deaths personally. Yeah, but his armies, uh, as a collective, whoa. They wiped out shitloads of people apparently. Uh, hmm, that was another firework, but that one seems closer. They do that, you know, these people with fireworks. They go around town fucking setting them off in different places. I'm a fan of unalivers. Seriously, bro. When it comes to watching movies, yeah, I'm on the side of the indigenous, yeah, not the cavalries. When I watch Zulu, I'm interested in the Zulus, not the cavalries, the Gammas, yeah. So it's not about the unalivers. I mean, like, who antagonized Genghis Khan for Genghis Khan to lose the plot and fucking stand up and take control like he did and say, I'm not fucking having any of it, you bunch of fucking weirdos. You're all having it, yeah? I mean, who was his main target, you know? Who antagonized the motherfucker? Do you get me? I don't know that much about who antagonized him, but somebody must have antagonized him. There's always an antagonizer, yeah. For the one that's so provoked that they're like, you know, like do what they do to the extremes that friggin', you know, like individuals have in times. There's always a provoke, yeah, whatever that word is. Somebody nicked his bird. Was at Alex's place? Somebody nicked his bird, and so he went hunting around the world, fucking maiming everybody until she came back to him, or what? Did she ever go back to him? Did he catch up with the thief? I mean, if somebody stole my bird, seriously, yeah, like out and out stole her, I'd go on a fucking killing rampage and I'd wipe out everybody until I found out who fucking stole her. Going back in times where, you know, like swinging swords and burning down huts and all that sort of stuff was fashionable. You know, jeepers, why not join in? It's fashion, you know. Everyone else is doing it. So, you know, like either get involved or, you know, like it happens to you, don't it? Evidently, with the fucking power the Genghis Khan had, you know, like with all the Romeos, yeah, all the heartbroken fellas, together, you know, like searching for their mistresses. I mean, you know, like there's a lot of people evidently in the same agreement as him. Mm. I mean, you got to get with the times, yeah. And there ain't no good squirming and worming around the place and saying, oh, you're a cunt, you're this and you're that. I've always said, listen, yeah, get back to the days of barbarians and fucking Spartans, bro, yeah. I fucking love it, bro, yeah. You know, we're not in those times, yeah. Mm. What is a history that's shared worldwide? GM is about this Genghis Khan. So, you know, like, there's aspects of him. I mean, I watched his Hollywood movie. How the fuck he starred in that movie, I haven't got a clue because he's been dead for hundreds of years, right? But anyways, in that Hollywood movie, I'm not sure how the fuck he had any opportunity to do fuck all. He appeared to be in a cage most of his life. But I can't believe that any world leaders from Jesus Christ to Adolf Hitler's or fucking JFK or even Genghis Khan's, yeah, that any of these how the fuck did they get caught by the enemies? I mean, like, what stupid bastards fucking protecting them? You get me, yeah? It's like what we hear about this Michael Jackson when he went to the fucking doctor and he ends up fucking dead. It's like you're not supposed to go see a doctor and end up dead. Unless you go to Switzerland, you know, get euthanized in Switzerland by a doctor. I think that's the right word, isn't it? terminated. You can go to Switzerland. I think it's Switzerland. It could be Sweden. I know it's some one of those countries with a Swi. I know it's not Swaziland. I'm not sure about Swaziland, even if that's a real fucking country or if that's a racist word. But I've heard that word before. But yeah, it's not that place. I think it's Switzerland. You can go to Switzerland and get your life terminated. Why have we come on to that, anyways? Oh yeah, because the Genghis Khan. Yeah. Oh, now you're coming answering back about your witch doctor. Huh? So your witch doctor has a perfect record, and it's a male. Wow. Is that real witch doctor then? Because I thought like male witches were like wizards and stuff like that. I didn't think they were witches as well, were they? Can I ask you, right? Because I've met a couple of these for fucking dozens, if not hundreds, of witch doctors and shamans and babas and all these medicine men, and I've met thousands more of medicine men. And they've not been in the pharmacist neither. Don't worry about spelling mistakes. We're all grown adults here. Yeah, means you know. We all like brain teasers. We won't block you for spelling mistakes. We don't even tease people about spelling mistakes. No. Like we don't even highlight spelling mistakes until people make a point of highlighting their own spelling mistakes. Oh, look, strictly cycling. Strictly cycling. We're gonna change your name to fucking strictly fucking spelling. With your witch doctors and your fucking here. You're not even moderated. So you're in no position to be correcting people's spellings. Swear down now, dude. And you're lucky the moderators I've got in my chat are told that they're not allowed to time and block people's. Otherwise, I know that my chat would have blocked you a long time ago. You know how many people it pisses off that you even comment in my chat strictly cycling? Seriously now. I'd say there'd be about 97% of me chatters that not have you. That's horrible, isn't it? Because I've always enjoyed having chats with you. You're a better talker than you are a commenter. Now there's a series of fucking fireworks going off at 10:20. Why celebrating 10:20? What's so special about fucking 10:20? Temuhin. It's alright, that puppy's not getting shot. That's fireworks in that direction and the puppy's in that direction. You sleeping. And them guns ain't coming after you neither. You're not chasing a wild boar. Nope. Hey, Grizzles grew up on a mountain where sometimes he'd be out in the mountain chasing a wild boar or knowing down on a wild boar carcass. And a series of shotguns would be popping off in all directions. He grew up with in hunter's environment. And he didn't get shot once. So that's an achievement. You know, I've had a lot of fucking pride, like living with the pack of dogs. You know, they've all gone of natural causes. Even, with the captain getting done by speeding vehicles. It's like he went off sniffing bitches. That's one of the most natural things to do for a dog. Mm. It's like his brother getting done by wild boars. His mother of old age. His dad of being ill. Wowzers. We don't talk about the two little, the brother and sister that I raised up there from, like, accidentally Daddy Bear got out and got with his wife. And yeah, the two little pups from that, it was, wow, that was hard, that was. They was getting ready to be shipped out to fucking Germany or sent over to UK. Steve, in this community, it's a good thing if people don't like me. Steve, the weak see a spanner as a status symbol. Strong, confident men don't need or want them. You know what? Strictly cycling, right? It's not about wanting them in this chat. Yeah, I don't like to see the white when I'm looking there. Yeah, and when I'm looking on normal channels, I don't like to see the grey. Okay, so for me, it's a bit of a color thing. Also, then it's about the communications. Yeah, we're all individuals. We're all responsible adults. So we all grow up of the time where equality has been shared and broadcasted and promoted, but yet ignored in so many aspects in life. The thing with equality is it's often of a balance. And you know yourself, yeah. For me, I've got an unusual set of skills of how to balance all the things that I'm recognizing or playing with. Well, you have a good evening. Yeah, you have a good evening yourself. I'll probably be asleep by the time you've finished with your next client. So, thanks for joining. It's been an honourable evening with you. And thank you very much, Strictly Cycling. But yeah, the spanner things are about you guys being able to communicate and find out who each other are on your own ways. Yeah. Like the way conversations go here, um, like it's quite difficult to know who any of you are because the conversations that go on here are random to fuck. Not normally about yous. It's normally about my views and my experiences. When the panel link is shared, it's shared there for people to, like want to come and entertain or got something to say based on what, like I be talking about. Or some people have got some special news so they want to come and share. And some people's just come to disrupt and distract. And that's all good. No problem. It's what builds channels up, the variety. It's a shame not so many people have the confidence to communicate in the chat. Do you get me? You know, like for the amount of viewers we get, comparison to the amount of folk commenting, is you know like it's somewhat ouch. Yeah. So it is a test of like can I keep talking? What do I be talking about? How do I entertain so many people's if I just keep talking when there's nothing to read, there's nobody to talk to. How do I manage doing the 20 or 30-hour live streams? Mm, That's what upsets and pisses a lot of people off when I first come to YouTube, is the fact that I can do that. I got the patience to talk to you for 20 hours. But if you got the patience to talk to me for 20 hours, especially if it's something of topic where it's quite essential that, you know, like things get rounded up and put a full stop to, not to get out of hand or to go any further. And that's something that I always said, you know, like from day one, you know, like my life's a bit like an acid trip, you know, all day, every day. Yeah. I'm always reminiscing. So therefore, my life's kind of like always replaying itself. Mm? The things that I'm stuck on, the things that I haven't grown from, the things that I'm aware of, the you know, like whoa, look at that, boom, you know, like that affects a lot of other people's. A lot of people are confronting things that I've experienced, and yet the people don't want to communicate on a sensible levels of, you know, like how to stay strong mentally, you know, how to recognize shit, you know, like there's opportunities. It isn't just full stop. Yeah. When I first come to the YouTube, you know, like the people that are pointing out the baddest of characters, I was just saying, listen, lads, you know, like just take a holiday. You know, you're one of these health fanatics. You want to get all fucking hard and solid. I can show you how to do it. Hmm? I know how to get you all hard and solid and ready for anything. Yeah, but it ain't about the programming, the robotic movements you get in the gym. Hmm? You see, this strictly cycling, €140 an hour. I think he charges for his training sessions. That's American dollars. Yeah, but like, wow. Imagine how to be able to climb like Tarzan and swing like Tarzan. Imagine being able to swim, surface, and underwater. You know, imagine being able to climb with your arms, carry your whole body. Hmm? I know how to do it. I know how to train other people to do it. I'm not qualified to do it, but flipping heck, I know how to drive and teach people how to drive. Hmm? I'm not qualified to do it, but I can do it. I can do a lot of things. But having the tools and the environments and the surroundings, you know, like these all matter. Yeah, having the people to recognize, oh yeah, I need that in my life. Yeah, well, why aren't these people putting out the equality? And what does equality even mean, anyways? Tramps have an equality amongst themselves. Solicitors, there's an equality. There's an equality amongst teachers. But you know, like, there's no equality amongst, you know, the teacher, the solicitor, and the tramp. Hmm. Yeah, funny. Years ago, folks used to say, "Do you know, like, yeah, the MI5, they employ everybody. Yeah, you can just get a job with the MI5 and just work surveillance and just like be normal, just check in every now and again." It was like, really? For real? That'd be well smart to be a spy. Imagine to be paid as a spy. That'd be well cool. Hmm. Seems to be a lot of traffic all of a sudden. That road seems to have gotten very lively. They must be going off to meet up with Strictly Cycling. Training session. Friday night, 10:30. So probably be between restaurants. That's what a lot of people be doing there. Yeah. They don't really do the bars on a Friday and Saturday around this town. It's proper weird. Dead quiet all weekend for the evenings. Apart from you can hear like the parties around the mountains, down at the rivers. Yes, yes, welcome back, Purple Aki. What are you doing this Friday night? He's out walking. I'm told this time of year around parts of England, Scotland, and Wales, this time of year is a very magical place. You're out scoring. What are you scoring? You're scoring for the darts team. Have you scored a woman? He's outscoring some dog. Outscoring some dog. I smoke your dog. There's one time per Blackie you might remember when that fella traveled over and he said he was smoking some dog and he was bringing some dog over and it was disgusting. Yeah, it was almost like it had just been cut off the plant, full of leaf, scraggly buds, nothing of any like oof. The taste of it disgusting. The effect of it, oof, is a smoke, oof, you know. But no thanks. Yeah, you smoke your stuff. I'm not interested in any of that. And he smoked one of my fucking whiteyed on the doorstep of me boss. It's a shame he struck my channel so much, and you know, because otherwise all that stuff's still there. Mm, a good dog and awful. Yep, we knows that. We knows that. Oh yes, we do. Only too well. See that it's like 20 to 11. Yeah, and I'm only just like, okay, it's a bit fresh. I mean, sun went down at like it was dark by about 8:30. It was dark. and yeah, it's 2 hours, you know, and it's just starting to get fresh now. A good dog bites hard. It sure would. It sure would. Skull crushing good. You know, one thing I don't like about some of them strains is like the pulsations. You know, like, yeah, I don't like the anxiety. Yeah, like I get that same anxiety pulsations from drinking coffee. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't like that wired. I don't like that wired feeling. I think that's why I gave up on ecstasy as well, and why I never took to speed, because that wired feeling. Same with LSD, you know, that wired feeling. I don't mind the mushrooms, you get me? You know, like that was a bit different, you know, because it's like it feels, I don't know, it feels natural, it feels clean, and yeah, it exposes the dirtiness, you know, like of everything, mushrooms. But acid's got a level of dirtiness attached to it, and so it never felt clean. And then, yeah, the after effects. No, never comfortable with it. Yeah. How do you feel in the mornings when you wake up from that dog? There's a lot of smokes. You know, like especially smoking at night times. Like for me, I love smoking in the mornings. Night times, I'll slow down. Yeah, I slow down smoking in the night. Don't smoke so much. And it's a long time since I fell asleep with a joint. To be honest with you, it's a long time since I went looking under me pillow or lifting me blanket looking for a joint. Like falling asleep with a joint ain't something that I've been doing this last month. Mhm. And I've been noticing that for a few months, not falling asleep with a joint. You know, I've said this a few times per Blackie about, you know, smoking new stuff. I won't smoke it there and then. No, I won't smoke it until I'm comfortable in my own space. Do you get me? You know, it's like, yeah. If I come visiting you, for example, now, you know, like smoke that dog, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be smoking my own. Do you get me? You know, and like make a trade. So then I can smoke some of that in the morning, start fresh with it. Uh, I don't like smoking new stuff in front of people's in company. No. Mm. I suppose it's different, like a party. You get me? You know, but going seeing the theater back in the day, yeah, I don't remember. Like I remember at a very young age, recognizing before I run out, go and get some more, but don't smoke it whilst I'm still stoned on that. take it home and start fresh the next day with it. A lot of the dealers I grew up with in Ireland, like, yeah, they was like late afternoon, nighttime suppliers. You couldn't get it, yeah, you couldn't get a smoke in the morning. I don't share joints either, but no, fuck that. Maybe like when intimate with a woman, you get me, yeah, laid back in bed or, kicking back, like with me missus, maybe would share a joint. But generally, no, smoke my own. Mhm. Don't eat off of me plate unless it's a shared plate. You get me, like, yeah. My joint, my cup, my missus, yeah, until she wants to be sucking on something else, but anything that comes to my lips stays on my lips. I don't expect anything from my lips going to anybody else. Mm. A lot of people don't understand that about like when you've got like people stroking your dog, for example. Yeah, when you're stroking my dog and my dog's licking himself to clean himself, yeah, all that you've been touching, yeah, when my dog comes to lick me, yeah, all those things that you've been touching is in my dog. Do you get me? So for me, it's like I don't generally touch other people's dogs. Do you get me? Yeah? If those dogs are all over me because they choose to be all over me, yeah, I'll still try and encourage those dogs to fuck off and leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, but the more I do that, makes those dogs like me even more. They respect that. Yeah, dogs do. You'd be surprised how much dogs appreciate, like that training. Like fuck off and leave me alone. Do you hear me? Uh, especially other people's dogs. So, anyways, yeah, they develop that respect for you. You know, and dogs need to recognize respect. They thrive on that. Real. Real. When a dog has respect for his masters, like or its home, whoa, jeepers. You don't need to worry about fucking gods and devils and all that whatnot. And boogeymans and jeepers. I had a dog that was so grateful with me. He sat on my rucksack, and I swear down now, yeah, he would not stir for nothing, yeah. And chances are he'd probably eat you if you try touching my rucksack. Mm. That was the dog. His name was Colossus. Yeah. And anybody at the Blue Mountain at the times when I was hanging around there, they'll tell you, jeepers, they knew Colossus. Mm. And them that used to point out how fucking straight up he was for, my dog. Wow. He was adopted rescue. He was a big fucking pit bull, bro. Well, pit bull staff or whatever you want to call them. I don't fucking know. He was one of them big-headed fucking retired fighting dogs, man. They were sending him down to the pound to get him put down. They was because he was out of control. They like they were settling down his family. They're like local gangsters, sort of. Mm, yeah, gang affiliated peoples. Londoners in Bristol. Uh, fucking yeah, nice peoples, really down to earth. But you know, like yeah, doing what London people do in Bristol, uh, in that part of Bristol, at least. Mm. Yeah, big Brindle, he was. Swear down, bro. He's solid, man. Take him out to the woods for a few nights, bonded with him, and then he was just there. But man, whoa, was he quick? He was, yeah. For me to lose him, you know, like turning on this fella that is fucking tried grabbing him, and his two dogs attacking him. And he like fucking hell, man. He done all three of them. You know, no fucking around. Yeah. And you know them old school fucking Hells Angel type characters. You get me? Wearing their jackets in public and all that whatnot. You know, like strutting their stuff. You think these people got more experience and you know more wisdom out to handle situations? Well, he was straight on the phone to the police. What a gobshite! I mean, how the fuck can you be gang affiliated wearing Hells Angel patches and you phone in the fucking police? What a fucking liability. I mean, truth be known, what he was doing in that park, swear down, yeah, shot in the bees and whites. What a fucking dumbass. Hmm. That caused a big disturbance, that did. Because that's when I went down to Exeter, when they took Colossus off me, that's when I went walking fucking Exeter and Exmoor and all that whatnot. And whoa, that were beautiful experiences. But shit, man, what an interruption in life. Mm. What's going on, Chris? All them dogs barking. You want to go out exploring them, don't you? But no, you're not going out exploring no fucking mileage around the place on your own. No, no, I don't care. You're not. You're staying home with me. I reckon his head was nearly as wide as my shoulders. Um, He was all head and shoulders, bro. He was all head and shoulders. Swear down now. Yeah. Yeah. Proper beefed up head. Swear down. I mean, in comparison to, yeah, he's a fucking big head. I remember old school staffies, you get me? You know, like they were fucking short-legged, stumpy bodies, short fucking nose. You know, like yeah, and yeah, and bitches. I seen fucking old school staffies, absolutely no neck on them. The head just blends into their shoulders. Mm. And then all of a sudden they start bringing in these what they call the American staffs. Yeah, and mixing them, and then they started bringing in the pits, and then they started saying that the Irish staff, you know, is a pit bull. But I don't know. There's so many of these fucking dogs, you know, like what they're bred with and what they're I don't know adjusted with. Mix them with a bit of that and a bit of this to make them look like this. Who knows these days? Fucking hell, man. The amount of breeds of dogs that are like widely available. It's like there's some weird freaking concoctions out there now. Mhm. That's so true, isn't it? A lot of bloodlines have been fucked up. A lot of breeds have been fucked up. You look at the Akita Gigamis, you know, like you got to give the American woman credit, you know, like for bringing back the Akita from facing extinction. But like you know, there's a big difference between the American and Japanese Akita. You know, like the original bloodline of the Akitas. Huge difference. You know, like yeah, wow. Just the bone structure in itself. I remember back in Ireland, Purple my father was proud of having a few of these horses, and he, you know, like trying to get in with the Irish horse clubs and all this whatnot. And yeah, I'm not sure what year it was and all that whatnot, but there was a change of the what was a recognized Irish draft horse. Yeah, now the Irish draft horse, you can tell by the name of fucking you know, like it's a draft horse. Yeah, it's you know, like you expect like a heavy set horse. Do you get me? You know, And now all of a sudden, like my father pointed out, they changed it, and it's more of they've allowed more of the Arabic influences in the horse breeding, which it encourages more athletic, which is suitable for the running. Yeah, so that happens in a lot of animals, you know, like the manipulation for man's purposes. Uh, mm. Well, I'm starting to feel my bed cooling me. So I'm gonna close this live, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much for joining Seagull Rock Spoke, Purple Blackie, Strictly Cycling, Barb's Pinion, a beautiful day, Alex Place, Crypto Milo. And wow, we seen Sean Gregg today. Happy days. King Charles, Chef. Babette. Night night, my dudes. We see you soon. Happy Friday, one and all.